Hello and welcome learners in the series of session on international human resource management. So today we are going to discuss about the cross-cultural diversity. So all of us we know that the contextual factors plays a very significant role in HRM practices, and every country has its unique set of cultures or practices, and the contextual factor also differ from country to country. See, most of the MNCs are home to developed economies or advanced nations, but they operate in many different countries and emerging economies. They can get benefit from the foreign direct investments, and then get the benefit of financial leverages from this. So in today's session we are going to discuss about the major economies and their HRM practices. So US, Japan and European Union, these countries are popularly known as the Triad. They are the birthplace of many MNCs. Mostly MNCs are home to these triads, and these triad, or we can say these MNCs have their subsidiaries in developing and underdeveloped countries. In developing countries like Africa, Asia and Latin America have a small number of multinationals, but they contribute significantly in the global scenario. So therefore these triad, we can say US, European Union and Japan, as we call them the triad, these have the significant power to decide whether to share their strategy, share their policies and practices with the host country or not. So we are in today's session we are going to discuss about the developing nations and developing nations. In developed nation we are going to talk about the economies of Japan and HRM practices, and economies of United Kingdom and United States. But in developing countries we are going to discuss about the Turkey's economy and HRM practices, and Middle East and Arabian countries, and after that we will discuss about the Indian economies and HRM practices, and after that we are going to discuss about the China's economy and their HRM practices. So if we talk about the economies and HRM practices of, let us first discuss about the Japan. So Japan has a very homogeneous culture. If we say the homogeneous, then we can say that most of the people share the same culture or same characteristics of their cultures. So we can say it also has a tiny percentage of immigrants. They are coming from the other countries and residing in the Japan, making its population, which is a very diverse population in contrast to the US. So there is a solid feelings towards groups and countries among the people of the Japan. Japanese people are loyal to their groups, and their groups includes the close family, their relatives, their extended families, their grandparents and siblings, sisters, uncle, aunties and other relatives. In addition to that, in their group they also consider the organizations in which they belong. So Japanese have a strong sense of duty and indebtedness. There are trade unions, are company based in Japanese culture, and there is a characteristics of Japanese union and management that is based on corporate culture. Relationships are based on cooperation and harmony. So there is a ringy method of policy and decision making. What is that ringy method? It means it includes informal counseling and problem solving. Lifetime employment is referred to as NANCO. So NANCO means if the employees are hired in an organization, they remain in that particular organization until their retirement. However, NANCO is found in large organization. The remaining part, workers and contract employees are employed for a certain period according to their qualification and work content. In Japan, depending on the age and educational background, Japanese give their employees a very low salary, and their salary rise gradually as the time passes until they retire. They have a good salary, and employees see their organization as a family. This perspective creates high employee loyalty and emotional commitment to their organization. So employees view themselves as a member of the community, and they have a strong feeling of belongingness towards their organizations. And managers seek their subordinate approval in decision making. There is a participative decision making in Japanese society organizations, and they have a procedure of job rotation in their organization, which leads to the employment flexibility, and it is a prominent feature of Japanese organization or Japanese companies. They are first socialized before the initiation of the on-the-job training. They very well introduce the organization to the employees, and they have focused on the-job training also. And Japanese companies operate in a they operate in a strong hierarchical structure with no rank equivalent between the manager or employees and workers. There is a strong hierarchy they followed. Open plan offices are there. Under one roof, managers and lower level employees are sitting together. So this is about the economy's culture and HRM practices in Japan. So let us discuss now the HRM in United States. In United States, as its population include people of diverse backgrounds, and there is a high level of individualism found in American culture. People from diverse backgrounds, and as they have individualism in their culture, Americans are independent, they are ambitious, and profoundly very much individualistic. They value freedom and accept that people can shape and control their fates, and the focus is on personal and financial success. American management are personal management. They diligence and long working hours when required, and individual employee achievement, decision making, motivation, outstanding self-image. These are the personal achievement of the employees in the American culture. Individualistic nature encourages managers to promote on a merit basis. Promotion are based on the totally performance based, and on the not on the basis of their status, their hierarchy, and their gender. They often neglect such types of qualities. The reward system of the employees is totally based on the performance of the employees and based on individual job performance, we can say that. And individual are free to do their work. They want freedom, and they pursue their career as per their own choices, and they they change the jobs very frequently to get the success, and organization can hire and fire people according to their needs or market requirements or marketing conditions in that particular organization, as there is a limited commitment between the employee and employer. So the jobs and skills required for the specific jobs are clearly defined for the job. And in organizations like participatory management, bosses are friendly and subordinates are they are very friendly with their bosses, and they are willing to question the authorities also. In American culture, there is a anti-trade unionism found. Mostly workers and employees perform their job in a non-union scenario. There is no obligation towards employers and employees, and it is accessible to lay off employees whenever the organization or employer want. They lay off the employees without any reason. They can do that. And management preferential mode of dealing with employees is often through the human resource management practices, not from the trade union. There is a dislike for rules and regulation in the American culture also. Roles and functions are clearly defined to the employees and legally enforced on the employees through business contracts. So this is about the American culture or American economies and their HRM practices that they follow. Now let us discuss the HRM practices and economies of United Kingdom. There are 4 countries that makes the United Kingdom: Scotland, England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. They form together the United Kingdom. There is a individualistic culture found in the UK, but they share comparative values and institutions that bind them together. They value their freedom and liberty. Many unions represent workers within the same organization and bargain between the unions. The fight realistically by the unions is for better wages and working conditions. The essential belief is that they represent the workforce, but the workers' desire are pushed onto the employer. The employee-employer relationship is purely contractual, and employees do not expect managers to take care of them and solve their problems. Employees are career oriented, they are highly career oriented and switch to another company in search of a better prospects. And employee training is not taken strictly in UK. Therefore, the workforce has lower productivity. As we compare to the Americans have the high productivity, and they give importance to the employee training. Training is taken strictly or seriously in American cultures. But if we talk about the United Kingdom, the workforce has lower productivity as they are not taking the training seriously in comparison to Americans. People do not like to be ordered or dictated, but authority is respected when used well. Also, UK scored lower on the power divided than other countries. There is a low power distance found in the UK culture. The organization hierarchy is observed based on the discriminatory treatment with manual workers or lower level workers. Lower level workers and manual workers form one group, and higher level workers and managers, they form the another group. There is a discrimination among the white collar and blue collar employees. White collar employees are given the fair treatment, fair working conditions, and they pay much better than the blue collar employees. Blue collar employees are treated very poorly. So due to this dual therapy, white and blue collar employees have a dual hostile environment in UK. So this is the HRM practices and economies of United Kingdom. Now HRM in Turkey. Turkey is one of the biggest business partners of the European Union. The geographical location of Turkey proves to be a significant advantage because it is situated between the Middle East, Europe, and Asia. Turkey is a gateway connecting the three geographical regions. Turkey draws in tons of foreign ventures and has one of the best economic prospects. There is a developing economy and abundant natural resources are found in Turkey, and there is a collectivist society found in the Turkish culture. The masculine and feminine values are on par. There is a great or high power distance at the large scale, and there is uncertainty avoidance. There is a strong uncertainty avoidance. They are ready to take the risk. Turkish culture is malleable. They maintain the status quo as well, and they maintain the hierarchy also. Modern Turkish culture is less collectivist. Furthermore, Turkish culture is less secure, and they follow the less hierarchical in their organizational structure. But in an organizational culture or context, hierarchy is a way of exercising leadership. It is important to respect the authority, and due to the enormous power disparity found in Turkish culture, there is a disparity in equality between superiors and subordinates. It is most common in decision making. Authoritarian leadership also complicates the communication between the management and employees. This organization include highly centralized in decision making and highly personalized and strong leadership, and they have the partial delegation of powers or duties among the employees. Turkish managers are not very social friendly but have good interpersonal relationship. They prefer to be supervised rather than to be managed. They are not the dominant personality type. So the leadership style is not dominant. They are highly innovative, and they prefer the intuitive approach in taking the decisions. They pay attention to details. They do not like change jobs often because of they do not want to take the risk. They do not see their job as the end. So they are not good at controlling their emotions. So this is the Turkey's economies and their HRM practices. Now let us discuss the HRM in Arab and Middle East countries. The Middle East countries includes Cyprus, Turkey, Israel, Egypt, Iran, and Oman. The majority of the countries in the Middle East are of Arab ethnicity and follow Islam. And Middle Easterners are collectivists with a solid feeling of faithfulness to their in-bunch. In-bunch participation goes past close family and close family and incorporates more distant family. And if we talk about the bunch direction supports customs like interviews, acquiescence to seniors, dedication, eye-to-eye communication, and organization in a particular direction. interaction. The HRM in the Arab and Middle East, they organization follow the majlis. Majlis means they holding the counseling meeting, and it has been carried over to the organization. Management and workers from different level, they get together and have discussion through private contact. Physical meetings are there, discussions are there, and there is a system administration. And written letters and memos are avoided in Middle East or Arabian countries. The extensive use of expatriates is the main feature of Arab companies recruitment. Higher level expatriates are recruited from developed countries like Europe and North America. In contrast, the lower level jobs, expatriates are recruited from India, Pakistan, Malaysia and Philippines and other Arab countries. Middle Easterner, they have a very non-professional attitude towards business. They have an individualistic approach towards work and prefer working alone instead of in a team. They are always prepared to stake claim to praises for good deeds and pass off wrongdoings on the others on condition when things run out badly. And there is a nepotism and intense socio-cultural pressure on observing the it is observed during the recruitment are based on the nepotism. So managers prefer individual consultation while taking the decision. They are doing group discussions on when making decision involving more than one subordinate. So decision making is based on the discussion with their subordinates. So manager prefer individual consultation over group discussion when making decision involving their subordinate. And associates also view the participative management style as a symbol of weakness. So this is about the economies and HRM practices for the Middle East or Arabian countries. Now let us discuss the economies and HRM practices in India. So as we are Indian, and India is a multinational or multicultural like the US with numerous dialects, religion and customs changing from one location to another. There is a fatalism, emotional expressiveness, hospitality and friendliness are standard features observed among the cultural spectrum. So there is a high level of collectivism is shared by most of the people in India. Community association incorporates the close family, relatives and more distant family also, direct relatives, companions, caste and religion groups. There is a significant power distance observed among the people. There is a philosophy of there is a high degree of regard and submission to older folks, and everybody shares these qualities in the social gathering. If we talk about the organizational context, the organizations are hierarchical in nature. In their organization structure, hierarchy is, they give more importance to the hierarchy. Individuals are creative and dedicated. Trade unions are as a means of representing countervailing power to the management. Trade unions are often craft-based. However, the plant or national associations that run locally in each state, arrangements are given and guaranteed under the law of setting up for working arrangements or advisory groups in production and plants. So there is a various types of trade union in India, and they are related to some political party also. In many legislation act under the constitution and safeguard the employees and their well-being also. Their motive is as of the well-being of the employees or the workers. So the main aim or the main objective of the trade union is that they are the representative of the workers in the organization, and they talk or they participate in the decision making on behalf of the workers with the management. There is a much separation in power, pay, working circumstances, and honors for individuals in higher and lower positions. So there is a power distance in Indian organization. They follow the hierarchical structure. They follow the rules and regulations. So this is the Indian culture and Indian HRM practices. Now let us discuss the human resource practices in China. So China is perhaps the most acquainted human civilization on the planet, with the main populace possessing the world. It is the highest populated country in the world. There is a communist system, and China has much diversity due to the various ethnic groups. There is a various language spoken, and there is religions, lots of religions, but the people share some common characteristics despite these diverse cultures. The power of the Han ethnic gathering and the impact of the Confucian way of thinking. Confucian philosophy has helped mold Chinese culture and values like moral development, the significance of rational connections, family directions, regard for age and order. There is a idea of destiny. It can and in case be tracked down nowadays in today's if we talk about the in today's context. So there is a philosophy of yin yang which acknowledges the simultaneous presence of inverse qualities in the Chinese culture and conviction inside an individual. Because of these ethics and values, the Chinese are, we can say that they are collectivist in the nature, and they lean towards the group. There is lack of discipline and willingness of the supervisor's control to employee behavior. There is a consistency in performance found in the employees or in Chinese organization, and they follow through the rarely maintained. And managers leaving the organization often convince their subordinate that they join to their new organization, but also some employees stay in the organization because they have a strong relationship with their superiors. There have been no independent trade unions in China. Leaders are often from the political party personnel, and they are as much they have the much say in the organization. There have been no independent trade unions, and the government has a lot of control and influence on the life of the people and their daily affairs. The government extends this control even during the recruitment process in the organization also. But with the passage of time, there is a changing workforce. This is keep on changing, and the workforce of the Chinese organization are changing rapidly. Their practices have also changed, and the newer generation is more tolerant and lenient about the observing rules and regulations. So this is all about the Chinese culture. And there is a we have discussed about the different economies and HRM practices in today's session. So that's all from my side for today's session. So in next session we will discuss some different topic. Thank you and happy learning.